Okay, so this is a stream that you probably did not really expect, because this is a second stream today. But I did decide to stream, because I have a bit of time. So, let me go to the analytics, and here we go. So, now I can see everything, and let me go do the same with Twitch. Alright. Everything seems to be working. Nice, nice, nice. Video producer, stream manager. Alright, everything's working. And I see that people followed me 3 hours ago for whatever reason. Nice, welcome everyone, welcome. Nice to see you. So what was I working on? I was working first, today I was working on the creating the Sokol tasks, and then I was working on researching how to check the triggers, and I think I found a way. We just need to basically finish up the way. What I'm building, as always, the question in the beginning, I'm building here this thing, coding school. And so far we have, and let me check actually how many tasks we have. I think, here we go, learn Apex. Tasks. We have 172 tasks. And what I wanted to do now is to research how we can actually implement the trigger checks, and then maybe implement some of the feedback that you guys got me in the direct messages. So that's the plan for now. Let's see for how long I will be streaming. You definitely did not expect this stream. So this is totally, I think it's for the first time where I stream around this time. Yeah, but nevertheless, let's actually dive in immediately. And for checking this thing, I had a few things. So first I'm gonna send it here, and I'm gonna go to the developer console. Developer console. Okay. Close all. And I need another thing. How was it called? I was doing it in ChatGPT. It was not an article. It was this one. Insert trigger with tooling API. Yes, yes, yes. Nice. So basically we're writing down here the way we can insert it, and now we wrote down here a few things. Basically you need to do 3 steps to insert the trigger, which is kind of a little bit annoying, because the more steps you need, the more API you use, and the more time it basically takes for you to check for the solution. So the user will be waiting until we're gonna be making all of these 3 calls, and then we're still gonna be sending this code there. See, it kind of sucks. But anyway, let's go to the where's my ChatGPT? Okay, so this is my ChatGPT, and then we need to delete it, right? So I need to figure out how to delete it, and for that I need Postman. And I think we need to send it again, this thing, because that's what we need for the access token. Yes. It's the access token, and now we can use this access token here. Right? Send. Let's see if that's still working. Yeah, it's still working. And let me go to this emphatic how. Okay, I'm still open. Nice. So in this one, we have a trigger here. Open trigger, account trigger. This is the one that we have sent. So with the industry. That's the one that we have sent with the API. Now we need to figure out how to delete this trigger with the API as well. Okay. Then chat with ChatGPT. That's the link. Probably let me delete this link and let me make it. Come on. Just want to delete the link. Link. Hey, come on. What are you doing? Edit. Okay, title will be link. That's it. Okay, because I'm gonna share this document with Sasha so that he can develop something. So we have this one, and I could send this thing. Now we need to send the delete, and they say that it's actually as easy as just saying Apex trigger and then passing the ID of the trigger. Yeah, we might actually even need to query this thing though. Okay, so if we query it, let's create here a new request and let's make it a delete request, but delete. Okay, as object Apex trigger. Yeah, again, this is the same idea as we had the last time, because this basically, for whatever reason, it sees the Apex trigger as an S object, which is kind of makes sense, but also kind of funny, I think. This is the idea. So if we execute this one, it's supposed to delete the trigger from the system. Is it gonna work? No idea. No, it's not gonna work because we need to take the bearer with us. And authorization. And what else? Accept. Let's also say accept. I don't know if that plays any difference, but that's something that we can do. Send. I don't see any response. All right. No content. Okay, 204, but 204 seems like a good response. Let's check that out. File, open. Aha, does not exist. It looks like it works. Close all, file, open. Nice, it works. It works. Okay, now my task is actually to take this, to take those things and to copy them. So that I can show to my developer what's going on here, and then he could do the rest. I think it's good. Okay. Delete trigger, that's fine. So the first one, first we create trigger in the org, or I would say post trigger into the org. And then the next one is send Apex code and run with anonymous API. Send the testing code. At this point, it's exactly what we used to have. What we used to have with normal Apex code. And then we delete the trigger records, and then we delete the trigger. Okay, this chat with ChatGPT. Then this is code. Let's call it solution. And here it will be test code. And I would say here we just made with 35, and 35. I still don't really understand why do we need this metadata container. Let me ask ChatGPT. Why do we need metadata container? And what was the other thing? And Apex trigger member, and this one. Why can't we just insert trigger directly? I don't know, maybe we can actually. Who knows? Alec Dorner, welcome. 204 is success. Metadata container is used to deploy the component. If you look at deployment status, you will see an actual deployment, I believe. Ah, that's the that's the thing. Okay, so if I go to the deployments, I can see it in the deployments. Deployment status, I think. Don't see any deployment though. No, maybe I'm mistaken. Yeah, well, I actually, so I don't know. This seems for me a strange way for tooling API to deal with this thing. Metadata container, this acts as a temporary storage or workspace for your development changes. It allows developers to group together multiple changes into a single deployment container. So it seems like you're correct. This group is crucial for incremental development where multiple components are being worked on simultaneously but are not ready for deployment into the main org. Ah, so it's like if we wanna, for example, if we're developing different components and we wanna basically stack, then we create this container. And then once we are ready to deploy, we create this asynchronous compilation deployment. So this Apex trigger member, it's probably like the idea behind it that's part of this deployment package. So if, for example, we have Apex trigger member, and then we have, for example, Apex class member and LWC member or whatever. It isolates changes to a specific component, allowed for version control within the tooling API's context. Okay, I see. And then container async request. Once development changes are grouped within the metadata container version. Ah, okay. Deployment of these changes requires compilation, potentially execution of test classes to ensure org and stability code validity. Ah, that's interesting. So, basically, I see reading this, I see that there's possibly another way achieving what I want to achieve, is that we could potentially take this metadata container and we could stack it not only with the Apex itself, but also with tests. with an actual tests that we can run. And then instead of executing the anonymous window, we could actually go and execute those like a whole thing as if we are deploying it to the org. And that would be much better because it would basically allow us to not have this workaround where I go and delete accounts on my own. Because it's kind of stupid that I have to do this thing. Because when you delete a record, it's still not really deleted, right? It just goes into the bin. So still, the way I would ideally like to see the org working is that it doesn't leave any information behind it. That would be the best way, but that's interesting. Let's read about this thing. Maybe I should do it that way as I described. Let's see. Let's read a little bit more. So I guess I can definitely write some test classes and push together. Yes, you could add both components to the container. Do another tooling request to run asynchronous tests, then gather the results and delete. Because the deleting part is actually not that hard once you know the IDs, right? I wish I could delete just the whole metadata container though, together with all the components. Wait. But that's... Yeah, well, I think it will delete then the deployment itself, not everything, right? Manages working copies of Apex class member, Apex trigger member, Apex page member, component member, object, including collection of objects to be deployed together. And that would be actually a much nicer way of checking it, because that's an actual deployment, so that's actual test of what you have developed on the platform, right? A metadata container can be reused, but container members can't. When a container async request completes successfully, the metadata container fields and all container members change from the ID metadata to ID of the container async request. That's so funny, because I thought that once I'm gonna switch into basically being not being a developer but being more like a founder, I thought that I'm gonna get less technical. One of my concerns was that I will forget how to code. Like, that was my legit concern, that I will forget how to code. And look at this. I'm learning now more than I learned in the last couple of months being a developer. Because I do care about those things, and I do want to develop a good platform, right? So when you want to do that, I think it pushes you to actually learn the stuff. Versus when you develop some kind of LWC component for a sugar company that you don't really care about, then you don't care. Yeah, I think it would be actually a much nicer way. The question is, even if it's the nicer way from the Salesforce perspective and the API perspective, do we really want to go for that way? Let's try it out. Let's try it out. How would it be? Maybe I could even write some code to actually test out these requests. Okay, let's see. Um, where's that? Can you write a simple trigger test for me? Nice. That's enough. I said simple. Come on, ChatGPT. I said simple. It's going on writing. Okay, at least it just wrote 2. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna simplify it to just 1. That gets deleted. Don't need all of that. Can you ChatGPT now make this one to Apex? It would be Apex class member, right? Apex class member, I think. There's no separation for tests, right? It's just a class. Yeah. Apex class member request with the tooling API. I feel like this whole tooling API is actually quite an advanced topic though. Like it's really nice. It's really nice, but you can see even from the documentation that it's definitely not a beginner friendly topic because they don't if you don't have experience, I think it would be really hard to understand this whole API. For example, triggers, you can read the documentation on triggers in Salesforce and you can understand as a beginner much more than here. Okay, so they say that that should be the request. All right, your class content entity ID. Wait, what? It's definitely one that's a bit complicated. Also, be wary that their documentation is not always up to date when it comes to payloads returned. Well, I don't really get their documentation. They look at this. They have here, okay, they have all the objects, right? But the way they describe it here, okay, so it took me a bit to understand because if you go here to the introduction and if you go to the overview and REST resources, you just see these things, right? You just see this thing, and I thought initially that this is everything that you can do with the tooling API, right? Search as objects. And I didn't understand at first that as objects are actually Apex classes are also as objects, which is actually quite nice. Wait, what is the difference between Apex class member and Apex class? Probably the same difference. So basically everything that is a member probably goes into the container of the... It presents the working copy of Apex class for editing. Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah. So it goes into the container basically. It's basically an Apex class. It's named differently. All right. Okay. Okay, so I still need to repeat basically these 3 steps. My head is again like the thing that I need to think about those 3 steps. It definitely shows that it's hard, not the easiest topic. So I need to create a container, right? Let's do the container part. Many of the tooling API objects will have just an element called metadata that is representation of the metadata API version of the same object. Wow. I have never seen an application for tooling API within the Salesforce itself. I bet there are actually quite a lot of them. I just have never seen, just not my experience. This is the first time I ever execute any tooling API stuff. I mean, not right now, but for this project. Okay, so tooling. As objects, metadata container. And for that we don't need to do anything at all, right? We don't need to have body, we only need to post it. Let's try. Do we need to get it? Wait, or do we actually need to put something into the body? Flow Analyzer is built heavily on the tooling API. I also worked on a project at a previous role where we were programming adding pick list values to field setting record type using tooling API. Ah. Right. Whenever you have some kind of, basically, we can call it reflection within where you need to modify org or any values in the org, you could use tooling API. I think pick list is actually good. Or record types, I think it's actually good example. Yeah. Yeah, but this is a nice API. I mean, this is good that it exists. Otherwise, what I'm doing wouldn't be possible. Okay, so it's possible get and post. And ChatGPT says that I need to put the name here. Alright, let's put the name. No, cancel. Let's call it something like trigger tests container. This is not the response I received the last time. Tooling as object. Oh wait, okay, I need to post it. Okay, now it's correct. That's what I was expecting. So let's put a container ID equal to this thing. Right? The next thing that we need to do is we need to put the Apex trigger member. And now we have this one. Container ID. It's the container ID, body, trigger code here, and full name. I wonder is the full name of the Apex trigger member component or of the Apex trigger? Body. Let's take this body. It's quite a big one. Okay. Full name. Wait, this is a test. Wait a sec. This is a test. This is not actually what I want. I want to have this thing. Okay, so we have the body, we have the full name, account trigger, and let me make sure that, okay, I don't have the account trigger. Nice. And we have the container. So if I send it now, required fields are missing. Content. What do you want from me? Content? What the hell is content? What? This is definitely not the request that I was sending the last time. Because this is quite literally what I sent the last time. Content. I don't even think that the content is an actual field on the account of the Apex trigger member. Apex, let's see, Apex trigger member. Body. Ah, content, actually, okay. So the content is a string representation of Apex trigger metadata. Yeah, well, but I don't remember doing that. I was able to get it without this thing. And it's a post, right? So post, full name. Hmm. Okay, let's call it content instead, and let's see if that works. Okay, let's see. According to the doc, it's not creatable. Yeah, that's really strange. I definitely was not using this content. That's 100%. I suspect there's something wrong with my request. Maybe I'm sending it somewhere wrong or something in this. Mm, okay. So look at this. This is what I've been sending. Invalid session ID, of course, because let's go back here. This is what I'm trying to send now, right? Looks like it's basically the same. Let's just change the ID here. It could be also somehow related to the metadata container. Who knows? Huh? What? What the hell? Let's do it other way around. I know that my previous one worked. I think this one worked, right? Yeah, session ID just expired. How come? What the hell? Okay, so what changed? Yeah, well, the biggest problem that it worked today, right? So I've done exactly this thing here. As objects, is it as objects services? Maybe here some problem. Services. No, right? Okay, docs again. Supported REST API HTTP methods. So post is definitely supported. Body create update. Oh, okay, so body can be only when you is the only field you can update or patch. Okay, so this is the only field I can update or patch, but I can also create it, right? Okay, I can also create it. Now the content, I cannot create the content. Ah, look at this. So this field is required if full name is not specified. Content entity. Is it possible that for some reason we made here full name? Not full name is there. Okay, let's try to what? Content. Content equal an empty string. I bet now it's gonna complain that you cannot write into the content. Unable to create update fields content. Please check the security setting of this field and verify that it's yeah. Typical. Okay, let's do again. Do you have to create Apex trigger record first and then post the Apex trigger member? I don't think so. Because this is... Look, this is exactly what I was executing before. I think it's other way around. You first create the trigger member, and then when you deploy out of the trigger member, Salesforce creates the Apex trigger. Let's just try it again. Let's just try it again. So Let me actually put it on both sides. I think it's gonna be much better. It's not that better, but okay, so here, first thing that we're gonna be putting is this one, metadata container as objects, right? And the only thing that we're gonna be doing here is this one. Let's call it my new container. Send. Everything's successful. Okay, so here now I take this ID and I put it here. Okay, the next thing is we're doing this one. The trigger code goes here. And the most important, the container ID goes here. And we change also what kind of object are we creating. So here we're going to be creating Apex trigger member. Okay. And as the body, let's say I'm just gonna create this one. Right, let's just create an empty trigger. Why not? Just for testing like this. Account trigger is the full name. What the hell? That's the only checkbox that I changed in the org since the time I had it working and now. But it still does not work. Hi Pinay, hi Zach, hi Bavesh, and hi Shubham. I'm not really sure that I'm reading your names correctly, but welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm fighting the tooling API of Salesforce. And this is this thing is the worst when you're not working anymore as a developer because you don't have I mean, I'm quite fortunate because I have you guys helping me, but if not my streaming, then I wouldn't have anyone to go to, basically. Except maybe some kind of forums or something, but it's not working all the time. Damn it. Required fields are missing content. Okay, what if we need to insert something else, not Apex trigger member? What if it's Apex trigger indeed? No, I don't think so. Okay, let's try something else. Let's try something, let's say, opportunity trigger. What if the error that we have right now is because we already had the account trigger and it's still only half deleted? It's actually possible. Opportunity trigger. And on the opportunity, and that's gonna be called opportunity trigger. No, aha, damn it. Well, let's see if ChatGPT will be able to digest all of that. Well, let's see if ChatGPT can actually digest this thing. I'm quite curious. Okay. Wait, it's Apex class member. Yeah, but this is, wait, this is a test. Why is it doing with a test? Yeah, this is a good point. This is what I thought, but no, it's wrong. That the full name is conflicting with other name in the work. Yeah, and authentication is good because we are getting some response, right? API, I don't think API matters at this point. Okay, let's try this one. Let's try this one instead. Let's try it. And that's gonna be Apex class member. Okay, fair. Huh. So even with the Apex class member, it still complains about the content. What if something is wrong with the metadata container? Why did you decide that it's number 35, by the way? The tooling API. Why is it 35? What is the current version? It's 60, and I'm using 35. What the hell? Okay. What about now? Still. Damn it. I really hope that it was the solution. Okay, but we are onto something. Because now we know that we cannot, that it's not only Apex trigger member, it's all of them. So it's actually possible that the problem is not in this query, the problem is in the query with the container. So let's search my old query with the container. This one. Let's take here the bare header and let's see. Which is fair. My container one. Well, the IDs, they look kind of the same, so I expect that the ID is find success true. And immediately after that, we had this query, Apex trigger member. And then it then worked. This is the token. And now it doesn't work. Ah. Again, what the hell? Why is anyone writing Russian on my channel? I tell you guys, like, whenever I see someone writing Russian, I'm gonna ban you. There's no Russian on this channel. Oh my god. As soon as I get monetization, I'm gonna disable my channel for Russia. I just cannot bear it. How do I ban you? Okay, nice. Not only I'm frustrated by this thing, also by people writing something right. Like, I have no idea why Russia? Like, I have no relationship to this. What the hell? But damn it, that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is this thing because it worked. Okay, what on earth could it be? Can it be some kind of... You know what? Let's close. Let's close it. Let's copy only one. Only this one. No, wait. Yeah, I don't know. Let's refresh. Let's refresh the token or something. Let's refresh the token. Okay, now we have a new token. Nice. Now we have a new token. Let me close probably the this one. Yes, leave. And then open again the postman. This is so frustrating, but this is typical, right? This is basically how work of a developer looks like. This is such a pure live development here. Thank you. Because when people think how does it look developing something, that's how it looks. You basically sit half of the time and you have no idea why something doesn't work. And then bam, that was something so obvious and you're like, how could I never understand that it was so obvious? Okay, let's take this one. And let's delete all the metadata containers. Select ID name. Huh, what is this? Wait. Metadata container is not supported. So I cannot even delete the metadata container. Ugh. Okay, then let's not delete them. okay, let's not delete them. Alright, they convinced me not to delete. Services. And in the header, I'm gonna take access token. Okay, now in the body, gonna say role. Gonna put this one. Should be post. And again. Should be 60 though. Should be 60 here. The same shit. Damn it. Alright. Tooling API. I don't see anything. Okay, tooling API can't insert members. Nice. Summer 13. Those things in Summer 13 probably would were much nicer. Imagine if you started in the Salesforce ecosystem back then. That's so good. I don't know what you're doing, but I love the way you're doing this. Gami, see you tomorrow. So you basically, Gami, you like seeing people struggle. That's what you say? It wouldn't frustrate me so much if I didn't have it working today. If I didn't have it already working, I wouldn't be so frustrated. But because I had it working, what changed? Nothing changed. As always, like this is always. Ah, 7 years ago. Damn it. I wonder when was the last time this tooling API. When was actually tooling API developed? That's quite. That would be quite interesting. Can't insert, let's say, Apex members. Can't insert Apex class. Because I don't see this required field missing message. If I Google it, I don't see anything. Tooling API. Nope. It's GSForce, okay. Hmm. Nah, this is not helpful as well. Okay. Is it Apex? It's not Apex, right? Or is it Apex? To array. Okay, maybe it's Apex code, no idea. Probably no. Looks like Java or something. Or maybe C Sharp. GSP. Yes, it's Java. But nevertheless, it doesn't help me. It doesn't help me. Hmm. Tooling, S objects, Apex trigger member, Apex class member doesn't matter. Okay, let's have a look again. At least now at this point, I know that it's not problem with the trigger member or any particular member. It's problem that in general we cannot insert an S object. So for example, if we have the Apex class member, that also won't work. It must be something so trivial. Like I'm sure it's something really trivial. Body, and let's say body, we're gonna say here public class I love tooling API. Full name we don't need it, right? Let's try this one. It says unknown error occurred, okay. Needs full name, okay. That's fine. What is the full name? The full name of the associated object in the metadata API. Used to avoid race conditions on create before you save IDs. Oh, so maybe we need to put here something else, like full name, something like Apex class. Query this field only if the query result contains no more than one record, otherwise an error returned. If more than one record exists, use multiple queries to retrieve the records. This limit protects performance. Okay, this field is required if content entity ID is not specified. What is content entity ID? So I can create it, okay, a reference to an Apex class. There can be only one content entity ID per Apex class member, otherwise the error. Yeah, I guess this is if you wanna update an existing Apex class, not if you wanna create a new one. That's what I think right now. Metadata container ID. This is what we need, right? But we already have this metadata container. Okay, the body, and then we need the full name. I actually don't know what should be the full name. Should it be the full name this class, or should it be? Let's make it to the class. Let's make it this class. Okay. Now how? Now what do you want from me? Ah. What does this thing want? What if we put here? Wait, what if is this thing? At this point I'm just willing to do whatever it takes. Wait, what happened? No. No. Not this. No, go away, go away. Delete, delete, delete. This is what I meant. What if it's this accept? Accept application slash JSON. No, damn it. What is the another difference? Now the biggest problem is that even the old requests, they don't work anymore. Apex trigger member. Accept, beer, keep alive, body, full name, account trigger. Everything's the same. Look at this. It's exactly the same. It's just the only one difference is the ID. Okay, I'm putting the ID here. what is even this Apex class metadata that it wants? That lists the version status and packaged versions of the corresponding Apex class. Okay, what if I had an illusion that it worked? What if the last time today when I tried it out, it actually didn't work, and I thought that it worked, and now I realized it doesn't work? I don't even know what is the. It's not even here in the S objects. What is the Apex class metadata? Okay, let's few more ideas. Let's say headers. We're gonna put here content type application/JSON. Nope. Okay. What if here we're just gonna say Apex class immediately? No such column metadata container. Okay. Cannot save a trigger during a parse and save class call. Okay, what if I say here Apex trigger table enum or ID? Nah, that seems like a wrong path. Get post. Okay, so Apex class represents the saved copy of an Apex class. Apex class use the cached version of the class unless one is unavailable. To edit, save, or compile Apex classes, use Apex class member. Okay. Body full name is valid. Length manageable. Metadata name. Status. It appears you can get around the container. So basically, I mean without deploying the container. But for me, the biggest, I don't know, the biggest mystery at this point is that it appeared for me to work today. Wait, let me actually go back. I can actually rewatch this thing. I can rewatch the thing, and I can prove for myself that I'm not crazy. Wait, live this live. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do that. This works for me. So that works for you. So you mean just creating query? Where's the chat? Where's the chat? Request service 50 tooling API. Okay, so it works for you. Okay, let me copy it. Let me copy it and see what do you mean. Okay. Table enum or ID. Okay. Let's do that. Oops, no comment. Here. It's gonna be body, that's gonna be status, and that's the table. I mean, yeah, it kind of makes sense that you should be able to work around the container, right? Because tooling API is supposed to be basically where you just work with metadata in this way. Apex trigger. It works. Look at this. Oh, damn it. I mean, it doesn't make any difference for me because I'm gonna need to delete them anyway. Actually, you know, it does make a difference. And this way is actually better because yeah, because I'm saving here requests. Thank you for the help. Look, I save here requests instead of going for these 3 requests. I am basically just sending one with a trigger and then one with tests. I'm losing out on this benefit where I can stack up the changes and then can execute them together in one package, right? But I don't think it's a big issue. But did you also try this one? It doesn't work for you as well, right? Let me see. Yeah, look at this. This is definitely trigger from the API. I know that basically your solution solves it, but I don't want to leave it out like this. I want to know what's going on here. Ah, that's the thing. Exactly. This is a really good question. It's possible that the trigger already existed, and that's why I was able to do that. This is pretty much possible. Let's let's try it. For example, we have Apex trigger member, we have this metadata, blah blah blah, account trigger. Let's create account trigger already in the system. Okay, we have account trigger now. And if I execute it, session expired. Okay. This is possible that the last time was basically just updating the trigger. Look at this. Yes. Ah, finally. Oh my god. Damn it. Nice. Nice. Man, thank you. Thank you for the help. We really got to the why it doesn't work. So does it mean that with the container metadata we cannot create new triggers? Okay, then this whole thing, this whole thing, then it's wrong. Let me say like research approach one. Search. You may be able to use container to create a new trigger, but I believe it would need to be Apex trigger object instead of Apex trigger member. Yeah, it makes sense. Now all the errors, they make sense actually. Except this one. But then there is not that much of a benefit of actually creating the container, I guess. Because I can just basically insert. Okay, let's calculate. So if I don't use the container, I basically save what 1 or 2 API requests. It's not huge. It's not huge. So it doesn't make any difference in terms of saving amount of API requests. Does it make for me from just writing perspective any difference with using the container? I don't think so. I think it only will make the code a little bit more complex because I'm gonna need to take out the ID and save the IDs and then make more requests. at this point, I don't really see any benefit in using. If we can avoid using containers, then I think we should avoid using containers. Okay, let's try it out. So I wanna try it out basically the whole process, and then maybe I can even write some code in Next.js to actually test out this whole process. Okay, what's going on here on YouTube? Low noob, welcome. Hi, Brute. I am interested in your project. Well, you can already buy it, by the way. It's lifetime access. It's not ready though. So I don't suggest you doing that. Right, I create new flow version with the app, and I do not use metadata container for the exact reason you listed, unnecessary complexity. Oh, nice, okay. I see. Yeah, I guess these containers actually do make sense for anything that is deployment related, right? Or anywhere where you have like multi-step process with the metadata that you modify, but not so much for our case. What are you up for? I'm trying. So I have this Salesforce API, and we are trying to send. Basically, what we are developing is a coding school here, Learn Apex. And on this coding school, there's a particular type of tasks called triggers, and we're trying to send them to Salesforce API so that it can be executed. Because that's the only way with the Salesforce to actually check some code. There's no online compiler that we could run. All right, so we have Apex trigger. So we inserted Apex trigger. I wonder what happens if I'm gonna send it again. Duplicate value found. Nice. Thank you. Let me write down. How do you plan on handling authentication to actually check if the user's org, or have you not gotten that far yet? Authentication actually already works. I'm not exactly sure what you mean. Maybe you have something else in mind. But authentication works here with the disconnect org or connecting org. So here we connect the org, sign in with the Salesforce. The only one problem with the authentication, and this is not only my problem, the biggest problem with authentication is that if you programmatically redirect user to the login.salesforce, which is, right, login.salesforce, this is the URL for Trailhead orgs. If you just go it like this, then it goes to the login page. But if you redirect user to this page from your app, then it automatically takes you to the last org that was there. I have no idea how exactly it works, but it's not only my problem. It's also a problem on all the websites like this, like Apexsandbox, for example. If I click here on the log, look, it will immediately take me here, even though I initially was redirected. I'm sure in the code they redirect me to the login.salesforce, right? But it will immediately kind of cache out. There's a header you can specify. Really? Really? Well, tell me if you know. I would be I'd be happy to hear that. Like header in there when you make the redirection. Because now we are redirecting to the login.salesforce.com, and it does not redirect where it's supposed to redirect. I think it's actually a URL parameter. Okay. We tried. I used the header because I was experiencing the same issue. Well, if you actually fixed it, that's awesome. Because it fixes this issue with it's it's not huge problem, but it's also not nice. It's just a little bit annoying. Because if you wanna now connect to a different org, you basically can't. You have to go to the actual org. You have to log out from the org and log into the org from the trailhead, for example, which is kind of annoying. Actually, the authentication part to Salesforce was the hardest one. Like prompt equal to login. You mean something like this? Hmm, that's interesting. If that's what you mean, that's actually quite cool. Correct. If you redirect user that way, it will always have them log in the authentication flow. Okay, nice. Um, oops, sorry. Let me. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. Yeah, I'm gonna save it and then I'm gonna see if I can modify it. Seems promising. Seems promising. Yeah, the authentication part was absolutely hell. The literally the worst part out of the whole platform. I wouldn't want to do it again. Like that's the whole authentication topics in Salesforce so hard. At least for me, I don't know. This thing you can kind of grab your head around, but the authentication part, wow. And the biggest problem with the authentication part is that the messages there so bad. Because they also cannot really reveal you that much of information, right? Because if they reveal you information, the notification flow for my app took me a couple of weeks to work out. Oh yeah, I totally we spent also 2 weeks working on that authentication flow. Yeah, that absolutely not something that I would like to do. Okay, so we have account trigger. Let's check this account trigger. Wait, probably just didn't refresh. Yeah, now the account trigger is there. Nice, nice. Let's actually try now with proper data. So we have, instead of account trigger, we have, oh yeah, we do have account trigger. I wonder if I delete it, if I will be able to send immediately the request, or I should wait a little bit. Yeah, I can immediately send the request. Nice. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole certification on authentication, right? So I guess you can almost specialize in authentication topics. Okay, now here we're gonna actually send this one. Status active and table. Oops. Step 1. Send trigger code. Step 2. Send probably test class code. Step 3. Execute tests. And then I don't really know, because there are two ways you can execute the tests. You can run them synchronously or asynchronously, right? I would prefer, of course, to have synchronously so that we don't need to implement any type of polling. But I'm not sure if that's gonna work. So let's see. For now, I only know how to execute the tests, and then let's see what's gonna happen later. Count status active works. All right, we have the ID. I'm gonna save the ID here. Now we need to send Apex class, and I suspect it's gonna be approximately the same as you had already. Test here. Let's check out what do we have there. Apex class, symbol table. How do I see which one of them is required? I believe if it's nullable, it is not required. Ah, that's a good point. Null is a valid value. That's a good point. It's a really good point. Actually, yeah, I agree. I just wish Salesforce would just make here small asterisk or something that is not required, or that it's required. Body is nullable. Okay, API version. Let's try it out. I think it's gonna say for me what's okay, status. Do we have status though? Let's set is valid instead of status. Is valid true. And should I send true like this? Let's see. Let's delete this. I think it will say what do I need to include. Oh, look at this. It was created. Nice. Trigger ID. So we only need this two. Nice. Okay. Now we need to execute them. We need to execute this test. Aha, wait a second. Wait. Okay, here's the thing. I decided to run it with a test because I thought that I had to use the containers. But if I don't need to use the containers, I'm not gonna be using tests because I can test it with an anonymous Apex and that's gonna be working just fine. But with tests, I'm gonna need to implement this whole blah 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 with synchronous asynchronous tests and querying the tests from the org. So I'm not gonna do it. Instead, I'm gonna be smart and I'm gonna, instead of doing all of these steps, I'm just gonna say execute anonymous Apex code just as we used to do it before. The only catch here that this code must also include cleaning up the records. I need to look up if there's any kind of rollback possible. No, in the anonymous Apex we cannot really roll back. Yeah, we can't really roll back, but I don't insert that much stuff, so I can just immediately delete it. But what I should have a look at, delete, is there such thing as a deep delete or something like deleting but immediately erasing from the system? Because ideally I don't want these records going into the bin at all. And I can just include it directly in the code here. Like this. Delete account, right? So I insert account and I just delete the account. Try setting a save point at the beginning of the anonymous code and rolling it back afterward. I think save points are not working in the anonymous Apex. That's the catch. That at least in my head. I might be wrong though. Let's check this thing. But before URL encode online, before that I want to check that this whole thing is actually gonna work in code. And all of this is not needed because I'm just gonna say get this one. No. How was it exactly? Get yeah, okay. Tooling execute anonymous. Anonymous body equal. Compile true, success true. Nice. Everything worked, so it proves that the trigger actually worked. Because we're checking here for education, so that worked. Okay. Wait, it's not even what we're sending. Get here. That's what we're sending. Okay, now let's try with the save point. First, let's see if I created. By the way, what about you streaming, Alec Dorner? Did you decide if you're gonna do stream? Test account, yeah, that's. I want to do my first next Friday. I actually managed to block off my calendar this time. Nice. When you gonna do it? Approximately this time, or you're in different time zone, right? It's gonna be nice. Yeah, streaming is awesome. Streaming is awesome. Look how much you helped me. If not you, I would be stuck for such a long time. and it happens to me all the time. Like all the time, someone's helping me on the stream. Actually, if I were still a developer, streaming would be, I think, the best way to improve my skills. Central US time. Ah, interesting. You have very flexible work schedule. Okay, save point. Let's try the save point. Save point, and if I don't delete it, then I can just roll back the save point, right? Roll back. Where's the last modified? Last modified. I think it works. It seems to be working. Wait, let me try again. This is nice. This is working. It works with the save point. Man, this is good. And this is so easy because this problem with the rolling back stuff, I didn't think about this problem when I was developing the first 100 tasks. So now I need to go to like half of the tasks and add the save point everywhere. But this is much easier because I thought that I'm gonna need to delete all of this stuff. No, instead of that, I just need to include the save point. Some great stuff here. And instead of coffee now, I'm of course it's what, almost 10 for me, 10 in the evening. I'm drinking water. So if you're gonna be streaming at 10, cheers. 10. What time is it for me? So it's central, um, central US time zone, Germany. CST, okay. 10. That's around 5 for me. Oh, that's nice. 10. It's like 5 to 7. Nice. Might join. Any particular idea what you're gonna be streaming? Like you will be streaming the flow analyzer, right? Yeah, would be actually nice. Because I as much as I love streaming, the biggest problem with streaming that it's so much one-way communication. You all the time you can hear my voice and you can see me basically, but the only thing that I see is that like small text and that's it. On the feature with the flow. So you will be working on the feature with the flow analyzer. Nice. That would be interesting to see. I mean, I don't really know anything about flow analyzer, so I think that would be actually interesting to see how you develop this thing. I still can't believe that save point is actually working. Depending who shows up, if anyone has it may end up being me walking through. It is showing false how it works. Yeah, I mean it definitely takes quite a bit of time until people show up. And still, look, even for me, I know what day is it for me? 53? Only 2 people on Twitch are watching, right? So it's crazy. It's crazy how difficult it is to grow, I think. For me, the biggest I guess for me the biggest growth actually goes from YouTube. So YouTube is actually growing quite well. What the hell is that? Yeah, so YouTube is actually growing quite well. But Twitch itself is so slow. I don't even know how people actually find me. I mean, I ask all the time how people find me, but yeah. Let's see, where's the video? I think where's the channel? No, I think video producer something. Analytics, overview. Yeah. So 1.8 average viewers. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy low, right? So it's definitely a hard thing. I actually wasn't. Oh yeah, you can stream. I mean, I'm streaming right now on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, so you can multi-stream. I use Restream. I'm not really sure. Maybe you can Restream. I think Restream is paid, so I'm using it. It's not expensive. Um, I'm using them. Yeah, you can see like with it's super strange because there's no some streams are are bigger than others for no reason at all. I think that was today, for example, 2 average users, but yesterday was less than one. So yeah, so Twitch has almost zero, almost zero basically discoverability. So yeah, it's super hard to grow there. But if you stream on YouTube, you basically save at the same time your video as a YouTube video, which is really nice, right? Simple spare. Are you still around? Isn't like super late? No, it's just around 10 for me. That's fine. I still have so the reason why I'm yeah, the reason why I'm still here is that I have a meeting at 12 and what should I do before that time? Work. And if I'm working, why don't I just start a stream? Tough life. Tough life. That's true. That's true. I actually in there. By the way, you didn't answer me on the Discord. you said You said go send me message, and then you didn't answer. No, that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, but so here's this, streaming on YouTube or streaming on Twitch. I think that the community on Twitch is so much better. People are just used to watching streams on Twitch, right? This is different types of people versus on YouTube. I get so many kids, and I just get so many random people showing up on my streams. Usually have a lot of demos on Friday. Who does demos on Friday? We used to have meeting free Friday. Was was the best Friday. Yeah. How easily, this is guess country from just one sentence. US. I'm hoping for that. Yeah. Because I tell you, in Germany, no such thing as a lot of meetings on Friday. I mean, at least no, that's not true. I mean, that depends. That depends. At least in the companies that I was working, we really had not many meetings on Friday usually, because people are like, Friday, it's like not really a working day. It's like half of weekend. Yeah, but if it works, this is awesome. I think I think today was super productive in terms of how how much I've done for the platform. There's basically, so there's no new stuff for the platform, but the most important is the technical brainstorming, so that I can actually see that the thing that I want to develop is actually possible, physically possible. I wonder what kind of role do you have there? There's a thing now in Twitch which I don't really know. First, I'm gonna publish this thing. Um, Community role manager. Look at this. So I can now give roles. I have no idea what they do, but they make your nickname in Twitch. VIP. Look at this. I can give away. Nice. Add new. Another one. I have no idea what they do. Like, I think besides of just highlighting your nickname, that's the only thing that they do. I believe the way you're handling is the same way Trailhead handles it. If if you do their challenges and have a log open, you will see anonymous Apex run. Really? Is it the way Salesforce does it? Nice. Well, I basically, what I'm doing is I'm reinventing Trailhead. Interesting. Is it the way they do it? I thought they're doing it completely different way. I thought there's actually no other way of doing that. Wow, I guess I just realized that I'm basically reinventing Trailhead, just with a different sauce. I've noticed that if I have developer console open while the challenge is being checked, I see the numerous apps looking through. This is true. Hmm. Yeah, this is actually a big realization for me that they handle it the same way. Wow. Well, I'm go. This is so crazy. The thing that I'm doing now, I am not supposed to do that. Like this, I know that it's kind of fun for me, right? To think about all of these things. But why am I doing this? Like, why is it not Salesforce done it way long before? And one of the fears that I have is that actually Salesforce secretly working on exactly the same platform, but for free. And in the couple of months, when I'm gonna push this whole thing into the market, and then Salesforce, bam, and gonna say we created here this Trailhead DX beginner, blah blah blah, and we're gonna we're gonna give away it for free. And I am like, oops. This is one of my fears. I don't think it's the case though. I hope it's not. I see it that way. If they could develop, if they wanted to develop such a thing, they would already do that. There's literally nothing that stops them. Except probably that they don't have that much expertise in actually teaching those beginner topics. They didn't teach people for 2 years how to code in Salesforce. So I guess that's the biggest thing that holds them. Because whoever wrote Trailhead, they definitely didn't really put a lot of thoughts into people who just learn how to code. Alright, so we put the save. You think they see Trailhead as enough resource material? I hope so. I hope so. But it's clearly not. It's clearly not. Because I I'm not the only one who sees this big gap, and this is from speaking to people who actually tried to learn how to code. It's so hard on Salesforce itself. And one of my best performing posts on LinkedIn, it starts with a Trailhead is terrible for learning Apex. And it has the most amount of likes and impressions that I ever got. Like it's more than 100,000. So I'm definitely not the one who is seeing this whole thing. Okay, so we're gonna be sending this thing, right? And what do we get back, by the way? Do we get the Salesforce ID, or do we need to query again so that we can delete this trigger that we are sending? I hope that we are getting immediately back the account so that we don't need to query anything. Account ID. Let's see though. I guess that's why it's gonna be hard for me to write anything sophisticated with this approach, because the super badges are actually quite bad in terms of how they're checking uh for for the code that you wrote. So I guess for me it's gonna be also quite a hard task, and I don't really intend to do super badges at this point or anything similar, but I definitely want to do some triggers. And I would rather create, let's say, 20 different tasks on topics that are a little bit smaller, and just give the practice to the student rather than just create a huge one. Huge one is still important though, but the huge one, they can go do the Trailhead. This is something that Trailhead is much better on. um, but the practice with smaller tasks, this is something that is missing a lot. And the practice, you need a lot of practice to learn how to code, right? Okay, so this one, this is now we need to delete delete trigger. And here's the question: using ID from before or SOQL query. I wanna hope that that we're gonna be using the from before. Looking at this, I'm quite glad that I will not be writing the code for this one. I'm sorry, Sasha, if you're watching this, but I'm I'm glad that I won't be writing the code to implement this thing. I'm glad to help with the trigger with the Salesforce part, but I wouldn't want to write it in Next.js. Okay, what is it now? Okay, nice. Okay, so this ID, I hope that this is ID of the trigger itself. Select ID name from Apex trigger. Yeah, this is the idea itself. This is awesome. This is awesome because if I have an ID, yes, using the ID from the step number 1. It returns the ID that we will need in step 3. Okay, now I can easily, so I can take this one, Apex, and I can just put the ID here. Wait, I didn't want to delete it actually. So the ID, I put the ID here and I just switch it to delete. And I delete this whole thing because there's no body, and I send delete. And if that worked, I think it should be good. 2004. Yeah, it seems to be working. Oh, okay. ID, name from Apex trigger. Nice, and we only have one. Nice, so seems to be working quite well. Okay, we don't need this anymore because we have it here and we have here. Yeah. Alright, so this is actually what's gonna go to Sasha so that he can implement this thing. Research. Let's make it to a page so that I can download it. Page working. Let's say trigger checker. Working. Come on, just choose everything. Nah, without the page though. Ah, come on. Awesome. Export as a PDF. I don't know why is it always exporting with these strange file names, even if this one is the working one. Yeah, awesome. And this goes into the Trello. That's what Sasha is getting. I hope that my work with this part is done. Implement trigger checks, upload so-called tasks. This is done. I would take out myself from here. That's Sasha. And I would say research trigger checks. And that goes to Sasha. This is crazy because what kind of other company would ever show internal Trello, right? I mean, I wouldn't call myself as a something like a sophisticated company or something, but it's still very small business. But still, it's quite a lot of insights that I'm just streaming here on YouTube. Search trigger checks, done, and I would rather put this PDF here, and I would say I found a way to check triggers works with Postman. Nice. And that's for Sasha. Okay, this goes into current sprint because I don't need to implement this because this is quite a big. So this is the problem where I do work for a non-profit organization and I built managed package that integrates with Jira so they can see all of my tickets I am working on for them, and I was thinking the same thing to myself. Yeah, that's true. I think I don't know. I enjoy this complete being open to what I'm doing. I enjoy this part, but there's another part. Like one thing is when you are working for something. That's one part, but another part is when you're trying to build a business because you're basically showing all your secrets, and allowing anyone who has enough knowledge to go and replicate the same thing. So it's kind of a little bit more. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, but I think, yeah, I don't know. I kind of not that much concerned, but I see what you mean. That You mean you show all the tickets that you work for them, right? To only their project. Ah, yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That's quite nice way to communicate with uh with customers, right? Okay, plot more circle tasks, delete records. This is on me. Implement trigger checks. That goes in the backlog. Okay, this is something on Sasha. Delete records we are using for tests. This is on me, and this is huge. Okay, remove table of contents. I don't want to do it now because I don't want to open it. So let's start with this one. And the way I'm gonna do it is that I'm gonna just include the save point. For a business to offer skill checks to companies who are hiring different Salesforce roles. The idea is they would spin up a dev org, install managed package, provide to them, do some work, and we would check their work. So likely steal your idea on anonymous Apex. Yeah, do that. I didn't really understand what you mean exactly. To start that business. Who are hiring different Salesforce roles. The idea is they would spin up a dev org, install managed package, provide it to them, do some work, and we would check their work. So I will likely steal. You will check their work, like you will check, like, do the code review or something. Is that what you mean? Yeah, but yeah, starting your business is something, I guess. Okay, nice. I can put this project into archive. Nice, 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 nice. Trigger CPI. Wait, wasn't it? What did I put? Create circle tasks. Yeah, that goes also to API. To archive. This goes to archive. Nice. So I'm basically good. The internal things are done. When I was hiring for senior developer role at my company, I created an unmanaged package that I asked the candidate to code review. Something similar to this, but for some reason I'm sure I could do automated checks to ensure they solved whatever the issue was. Ah, that's what you mean. Yeah. I think there's a lot of potential. I think the areas of application actually quite big for those things. I think not that many people actually. So when you there's big market for ISV, right? But what I think is more interesting is to building apps on top of Salesforce in some way, like in the way I build it, for example. For instance, if field level security is an issue for an admin practice exam, I could check that the user has access to the field. Okay. Yeah, I see. Using anonymous APIs and querying the field. Yeah, yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah. I wonder I wonder if we can actually just in theory if it's possible to create something like um super badges, something like Trailhead, but much bigger. So like actually checking sophisticated parts. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what else is possible to do with this tooling API in general, but I feel like the potential is huge in general. You could do these things, that's right. Like you could basically it's like you can analyze someone else org for whatever reason you want, right? You might it might be for educational reasons, like for me, or for checking the admins or something. Actually, anonymous Apex is quite an interesting thing. I think it only exists within the Salesforce ecosystem. I don't really know. For example, for Java, such thing don't exist as far as I know. Not that I'm familiar super good with Java, but yeah. Only languages that are not super strict OP. But Apex seem to be quite strict object oriented, no? Isn't it? By the way, big to the back to the streaming thing. I kind of got distracted. I would suggest you stream on both things, on Twitch and on YouTube. The downside, I mean, from the setup itself, there's not much difference. But the problem is that on Twitch, the community on Twitch is so much more. So the Twitch community, if you stream on Twitch, this is where people are actually used to watching streams. Versus when you stream on YouTube, this is a little bit different. It's a little bit different, but still, both have advantages and disadvantages. So if you can stream on both, I would recommend you streaming on both. Okay, so we have here all the tasks, and I need to go to each of them, and I need to check if I'm inserting any records. If I do, I'm gonna need to add save points. You know what? Let me do it here on the platform immediately. It's gonna be definitely look into if I can do both. Yeah, I mean it depends. I think I'm not really sure if you can do it without restream. No, not this. I wanted to see the pricing. Yeah. They're actually not that cheap, right? It's not the most the cheapest thing platform. No, that's actually quite. If you look at it as a hobby, then yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm just checking out the prices, not because I myself I wouldn't. That's an interesting. I do see though streaming as a hobby. I don't see it as any business activity. But I mean, there's nothing bad in spending money on hobby, right? A lot of people like what fishing. How's it called in English? I'm not really sure. I don't think it's called fishing though. Yeah, fishing is it? Yeah, it's called fishing. Definitely spend a lot of money on that. Streaming is more cheaper hobby, I guess. Okay, for these variables, we don't really have anything to insert. Yep. Classes though, for classes, also nothing. For methods, also nothing. For S objects though, that's where it starts. S object. Okay, now let's see if that's gonna be working. Yeah. Okay. Still working. And now if I go here, let's say new account 1, run code. Okay, still working, that's a good sign. And now if I refresh here, no new accounts, that's good. All right, let's test it with another task. Here, this one. Ah, this is so bad. Such a bad quality. Let me realign it. So much work left. So much work still left. Look at this. The alignment here sucks. Yeah, exactly. No way. How? How come? Okay. Control A, Control C. Now that's right. That's gonna be a lot of repetitive things to do. Let me put some music so it's not that silent. Okay, so here's an example where it goes wrong. So for example, even if we right here the right solution, right? It's solved. If we refresh now, we should be able to see a new account. Test account, look at this. It was just created just now. That's the problem. So that's why we need save point everywhere. And on top of the save point, with each task we also need to update here because it looks terrible. So we need to update here this thing with 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we also need here the save points. You're live? Yes, I'm live at this time, imagine. And we are doing stupid work. Just stupid work, just straight stupid work. I have a meeting at 12. I have one student from San Francisco, this area. I don't really know where he is. I just know that he is on this, in that part of the world. And I have a meeting usually with him around 12. So I don't have anything else to do. Yeah, I'm still stuck in the kitchen. As soon as I get my visa, I make some money with the course launch, I make some money with the platform, and I'm set and we can finally move to a normal apartment. At least that's what I hope for. So basically what I need to do, I don't know if you missed it, but basically what I need to do is to put this save point and roll back at the beginning and the end of each task that has anything to do with inserting or not inserting the data. I think we have around 70 and I've done like 5 maybe. Yeah, it's such a mindless task. This is so crazy. But that's perfect, I guess, for this time of the day. Oh my god, what is this song? I just listened to lyrics. That's the best thing of not being native in English. You can completely shut down your your brain to the songs. I don't know, maybe yeah, I don't know, maybe even if you're native in English, you can still listen to a song. I have no idea what this song is about. I would say I have no idea what my favorite, like 90% of the songs here are about. This one seems to be a strange song though. But we definitely need some kind of spinner because it looks strange. I'm gonna add to the backlog. Add spinner. To the tasks. Let's see, chill. Let's do something more like this. Okay, opportunity service now. The first idea that I had when I realized that I need to do this task is, can I pass this task to someone else? But no, I don't think so. I could probably pass it to Igor, but I don't know. Don't feel like. But at least I'm checking. I don't know. I need to find a positive, like something positive in what I'm doing. Or maybe I'm streaming. Maybe that's the positive part around it. Close to 55 days, that's positive, that's true. If I ever need to do one more task like this, I don't know. But the craziest part is that I still don't have my my visa. I should have made in the beginning kind of a guess on which day I'm gonna get my visa. And okay, now I'm gonna do the guess now. And I'm gonna write this number. Let me think what should be number. Like realistically what I expect when I'm gonna get my visa. Let's say realistically it's gonna be 62. On the day number 62. This is what I expect. Well, now this expectation is based on the very bad performance of the so far of the speed of the giving me a visa. So I expect it now to be, let's say, on the day 62. So let's say in 9 days. Let's see if I am overly optimistic or not. In fact, I will even set a reminder for myself. Not tomorrow, but remind me on the day 62, what would it be? If now is 53, it would be, oh my god, plus 10 days, plus 9 days, right? So it's 7, 8, 9. Let's put Monday. On the day of the event. Time. Remind me, let's say at 7 p.m. in March that I was expecting visa by this time. Let's see how how if it's gonna be true. Did I already check this one or I didn't? I guess I didn't. That took quite a bit of time. This very strange 0 here. And I'm gonna put it into the travel, into the bugs. And that goes, of course, also to Sasha. Oh, here's what I noticed as well. That completed lessons should be shown. Show completed lessons. Show completed lessons. Not show, but mark. Mark completed lessons green. Okay, if else, task 1. Okay, else. Let's see, not all of them actually inserting anything in the system, so I don't really need to modify all of them. This one, for example. Yeah, this one, for example, doesn't... Yeah, this one doesn't modify anything, so it's good. Don't have anything to change here. It's good. And I'm not solving them because why would I? I'm only interested in actually making them work, not solving them. Opportunity amount seems to be good. And the... Oh wait, I think here a couple of more. I think also one of the problems that I actually need to go and see what's inside. Wait, do I really need to switch the tabs all the time? I don't, right? I can create here this thing and this. Okay, so this one doesn't insert anything. Nice. I just got an idea, a random idea. What if the user in the code will insert objects? I might not be able to write it here. I might need to put it into the tests. This still didn't happen, so probably I just need to keep it in mind. So for now, it's not really relevant. Because this here, it's actually not the last line. After that, it's only something that is getting appended to the tests. So after that, we run the tests. Not relevant for now, but I need to keep it in mind. Nice. Done. Actually, it goes much quicker than I expected. Because most of them actually don't insert anything into the system. At least let's see when I go maybe to more sophisticated. But so far, it's going great. Oh, look at this, to be done. Ah, damn it, I don't need to do it. That actually goes into my to-do list for tomorrow, because that's crazy. I totally forgot that there's some undone stuff, right? Modular article for learn Apex. Yeah, here, no insertion gonna happen. Just number manipulation. Yep, that's fine. Lists. Ah, okay, here we're gonna have a lot of... What? Everything is theory, what the hell? Wow, wow, wow. Create lists, tasks. We do need to create. This is something that needs to be done 100%. Okay, loops. Okay, I already see what's gonna be my next, because for loops we also need to create tasks for here. Okay, so that's gonna be my next basically task for, I would say, weekend, to create all of that. let's see. I think standard for loop won't have anything related with S objects, so we are fine. Lists and loops though. Let's just make sure that doesn't have anything. Nothing. Nice. Let me just randomly solve this one. That goes so much quicker than I expected. Integers. Strings. Strings. Okay, that might be opportunity. Nice. Okay. No need to modify it. Filter opportunity by stage. Let's see. I don't think we're using here anything. That's good. I was basically writing quite good tests, and that's why we don't need to modify anything. Damn, I feel so motivated when I look at this, because it is really good. Like, I see a few topics that are missing. I see actually quite a bit of stuff that is missing and should be improved, but it's still so good. You know, there's like when there's only a few pieces missing till the platform will be really good. Now it's just decent, but until it's gonna be really awesome, just few pieces basically missing, and that motivates, because I feel like one more, maybe two more months of like actually pushing the platform, and it's gonna be so good. But there is a rule. There's a rule. Everything takes more time than you expect. So it means that if you think it's gonna take 1 month, it's probably gonna take like 3 or 4. Let's check the solution here. Nice. Maps, and now Socle and Apex. Socle relationships. Ah, okay, this is where we already insert a lot of different stuff. Yeah, here we also insert. Oh, wait a second. This is wrong, what I've been doing all the time. No way. Ah, this is so stupid. This is wrong. This is wrong. I'm not supposed to do that. Fuck it. So this save point is correct, but exactly what I said just a couple of minutes ago, that I'm supposed to put it at the end of each condition, because we are calling them one by one, and this is not the end. Damn it. Ah. Yeah, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. Fuck it. Damn it. How did this code work? What the hell? Why it was not supposed to be working? I I guess I just didn't refresh that. That's why it was working. Damn. Okay, so let's test this one. Let's test this one. So this is the solution, right? Let me refresh the page here. I mean, it's not huge. It's not huge problem because I can go back easily. Aha. Required field is missing. Name. What is even going on there? Nope, not this one. No. They just really wasted so much time. Okay, so we have a service, and then we create an opportunity with a stage negotiation, close date, blah blah blah. Yes, and we are not inserting an actual name. What the hell is that? Let's insert the name. Name would be equal to the desktop. And I think it's supposed to be working. At least if I just execute this one, execute highlighted. Yep, it works. Nice. Now we're gonna take all of this and we're gonna put it here. Because that's the correct. Now I think it's correct. Damn it, but now the rollback is here. Submit. This is the right solution, I'm quite sure, because it looks correct. And now the code works. Okay, now the question is how this one was working. That's the question. Because it was not supposed to be working, because I made a mistake. And I've been doing mistake all the time. It's crazy. And I'm gonna need to go to all the tasks that I checked and check them again. Nice, 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 nice. So where's my task? Come on. Showing? No. It's probably kind of bug. Show me the solution. So this is the old solution that I had, right? It looks good. Wait, how does it work? How? What? How? So look at this. Let's say this is the solution, right? So solution, yeah, this is the solution. Let's recreate completely this whole use case. File, new, contact service. Okay. Now, this is what I have in the anonymous Apex. And then I go and check. After that, I have assert are equal. So when we roll back, I go and check for the test count font. That's the biggest problem, because this rollback, it's supposed to be after the equal, but I did not think about that. I just put it immediately in the pre-code. Damn it. Execute. How does it work? Why? It is not supposed to be working. It's really not. Because in my head... Wait, or is it just never executing this part? What if I add here one? Okay, I guess I need to take a break because I have no idea how this thing is working. ChatGPT, help me. Why is this code working? Yeah, well, I know what it's doing. Why does it work? Because I'm trying to figure out if I need to modify all the things that I was doing before or not. So here's what I expect. When we roll back the phone, how to call it, phone, test contact dot phone is rolled back, and therefore assert should fail because it doesn't have the contact anymore. So ChatGPT, what it tries to confirm what I say? Your expectation aligns with the typical behavior of the database rollback statement in the Apex. When you invoke rollback, all database changes made after the save point SP was created are undone. Okay. This includes any inserts, update, or deletes that occurred within the transaction boundary defined by the save point. Here's more detailed explanation. Ah, so it still have probably the old version. Oh, this is, I see, that's why it's not failing. I see. Let's set it to 999.000 999.431, something like this. We're gonna set it here as well, and here as well. Now, if I run this, it should fail. And it doesn't. What the hell is today going on? I think I just need to take a break or something. How, please, this thing work? System.debug. And it's supposed to be creating all the time new accounts, but I cannot see them because we are rolling back them. Unexpected token, system.debug, yep, semicolon. Phone and ID. See if we can access this record. We can't. So here's my explanation for what's happening. Indeed, everything is rolled back. But in the current transaction, it is actually not rolled back. So in the current transaction, the object in Apex itself is still there. This is my explanation as of right now. So it seems to be actually working. Right, the object still exists, but the record is not in the database. This is yeah, I don't know why I mean that's actually I don't know what I was expecting to happen with this object. Mm, when I actually speak it out loud, it seems quite logical for me. The object still exists, but the record is not in the database. It means that it actually doesn't matter where I put the rollback. I can, as soon as I put it after the actual DML statement, it's gonna be fine. It means that all the changes that I've done, I should not redo them, and they should be working. So the record is deleted from the database, but it still basically stays in the how to call it, runtime. I think, yeah, I think it's called runtime. Whew. I mean, I feel like I've learned today about Salesforce a lot of things. Your assertion will still work. Yeah. It's kind of, it's already somehow on the edge of being being incorrect. But it seems to be that it's actually working. So if it's working, then it's fine. Let them just finish these tasks. Then I can continue putting where I want to have them. Because if assert works, I don't really care. If everything is rolled back and assert works, I don't really care. Okay, here this one we already have this one. Task 4. This time I'm gonna make sure that I refresh. Nice. Oh, I think it was the last one. Nice. We are done with this. We are done. Wow. That was quite something. That was quite something. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it with the stream for today. For those who just watch it for the first time, join the Discord. I'm gonna go take a break. What, 40 minutes till the next 55 minutes I have till the next meeting. Okay, I'm gonna go drink tea or something. That was enough work for me for today. But yeah, the platform is working better and better, so I am really happy about these things. All right, everyone, thank you for sticking with me, and Alec Donner, thank you for helping me. I really appreciate it. Without your help, everything that I'm doing here, it would take so much more time. So yeah, thank you, and I guess see you everyone tomorrow, because I will be streaming tomorrow and after tomorrow. See you everyone. Bye bye.